I'm very happy to be here today. I traveled the way from Paris yesterday. And we're going to talk about measuring everything on every device. So this is the power of mobile analytics. And okay, so just in 2 minutes, who we are. So we are a French company. We are kind of the dinosaurs of web analytics since we've been doing that for the last 17 years. We have many clients all over the world, and we are measuring almost, that's too bad because the reference are just behind the couch, but I'm gonna tell you. So we have Rambler, Rakuten, we saw before Dutch Telecom, he's also a client of AT Internet. So also SunCloud that is going to speak later on is a client of AT Internet. So we have very different industries, and that's a real challenge to measure the specific activity. So we have different offices all around the world. We are obviously very well based in Europe, but also in Asia, in Moscow. We just started, we just opened an office last year. And just to say it quickly, we had the results of the Forrester Wave, which is just the ranking of the top worldwide solution. And the ranking has been released last week, and we've been ranked as a leader, as a worldwide leader. So we're really proud of that. And just to finish with the presentation of AT Internet, it is important for us to underline the fact that we have many international certification, because what we are talking about today, it's all about measuring, collecting data about your behavior on many devices. So that's obviously raised the question of data privacy, of data quality, and we are really paying a great attention to respect all the data privacy, of course, but also to ensure a very high level of data quality. And those certifications are here to show it. So now what we're going to do is going directly in the subject, which is the mobile trends. And as every speaker says before, we are all aware of the fact that mobile is developing everywhere around the world. And the fact that we can see it right now, you're all using your mobile phone, your mobile device during that conference. So that's a fact. And the other point is that there is a kind of exchange between the traffic on the web, and here we have an AT Internet study that shows that the traffic on the web seems to decrease a little bit when the traffic on application had grown by more than by almost 50% in just a quarter at the end of last year. So the fact that we have a mobile development is of course obvious here. But the point is that of course we have mobile development, but we can't do everything on mobile, and it is important to be focused on that new developments, but we don't have to forget the other devices. The first point here, what we get in that figure, is the fact that we are all using at 90% multi-device when we try to get information over the web, when we try to start shopping, when we try to book tickets, etc. So mobile is really important, but that's not the only device. And the second point is that, as we can see it in the figure down, the point is that when you start some activity, you can start looking for a new product, you can start searching a new product on your mobile, but the conversion rate on mobile is really low, which means that when you have to make a real purchasing decision, you do it on your computer. You want to get all the information to be comfortable. We have a screen size problem, we have some issue with the connection, etc., which makes it a lot more easy to do it over your regular computer. So that is really important, because someone said it just before. There is a huge part of the audience and of the time spent which is done only on mobile. But the point is that if you look at the two figures, you can see that we have 47% of the time spent on smartphone and tablet, on mobile. But when it comes to business, when it comes to budget spent on media, you see that it's less than 5%. So that's right for media spend, but that's also right for conversions, for sales turnover from most of the e-commerce websites. So the point is to see and to, when you're a company, to see how you can handle that and how you can use properly a mobile strategy, but at the same time develop your business on the other device. So you won't understand it already. Here are other figures. When we say multi-device, we can see here that it's not only using two devices, it's not only using my mobile phone and also using my computer. When we say multi-device, it's gonna be more and more multi-devices, because we're gonna use at least two, and now 25% of American people are using 3 devices during the same day. So it could be computer, it could be tablet, it could be smartphone. And as we saw here, you're not doing all the activity in one device. I'm not doing all the shopping on my mobile. I'm not doing all the booking or all the research. I always switch from one to another. And so it is very important to understand the whole customer journey, what he does on one device, what he does on another one, what he starts on one device, and what he ended up on another device. So that's all the issue we try to solve with our solution, which is a multi-device one. You've already understand that. And what we try to to give to our clients is first, of course, a very clear and specific vision on what's happening on each device separately. So it allows you to adapt all the content to the particular behavior of your customer. So you can adapt and optimize the content for mobile, you can adapt and optimize the content for tablet and for computer. But what is really important is not doing that in silo. It's not doing it on each device separately, but it's really to understand the interaction and the whole journey. And that's what we try to do. So to give you some example, the first level of analytics, because what we do is actually analytics and getting all the data of all the customer journey on all the different devices. So the first level is obviously to get the ratio of usage of each device. So that's the first level of data you will get. But we have to go way more further than that. And here we have a short video of our application, and you can see that you can dig in very deep in the data. For example, here, to get multi-device vision, I just have to drag and drop support, which is the different devices. I drag and drop conversion to get the conversion per device, drag and drop the conversion rate, the sales turnover, and it is that easy to have a view of the performance per device. And for example, here I can see that the conversion is 3 times higher on the computers than it is on the smartphone. And it is really important to see as clearly as it was how it is really performing on each device. So we've done it here with simple figures. So we split the sales turnover and the conversions on the different devices. But we can do that with any figures. That means that this interface allows you to ask any question on your data. You want to know what is the specific consumption of content on one device. You also want to know who started a funnel or who started a purchase decision on mobile and didn't finish it and went 1 week later on his computer to end his starting purchase. You can do it by asking it just by drag and drop. And it is really important to understand all those specific behaviors and all those interactions. To give you another example of data you have to optimize your multi-device strategy, it's the obvious example of the funnel. Usually on the web, when we are an e-commerce website, we pay a great attention to optimizing the funnel. And here what we do is not only give you an information about the funnel on your e-commerce website on the computer, on the web, but what we give it's a global vision. Here it's a multi-device funnel, and then you can split it per device. For example, I get the result for the mobile and I get the result for the web. And what's interesting and what is really important is to be able to ask any question. And what I have in the yellow square, it's what we call visitor segmentation. The fact that you have the visitor segmentation allows you not to think globally, but to think at the finest granularity, which means that you can ask for any specific, down to one visitor, what he's doing. Is he looking just for information, what kind of product he's interested in, etc., etc. And so you can ask on any device, on any period of time, for any group of users. So it is really important that you can access to the whole figures, but down to the user unit, which allows you at last to use those data to not only optimize globally, but for each user to customize his own experience and to do some smart retargeting, some smart customization, etc., etc. So that is really important in optimizing again your multi-device strategy. And the point before going to the very detailed use case and client cases is the fact that the data we use is not meant to be only in the interface. So you ask. We pay again a great attention to data quality, but we also pay a great attention to make it really easy for you to ask a question, to do some data crunching. And the second step is not only to ask easily questions and to get an easy access to insight, but it is important to share this information in the company, in the organization. So to share it simply, we also built what we call the multi-device dashboard. It's a dashboard that you can share. It's responsive, so you can check it on your iPhone, you can check it on a tablet, etc. Why is that so easy? It's simple because you want to share information at different level with a different granularity. For example, for a CEO level, you want to have a very macro vision. You want to get just very important figures very easily in real time, etc. For more operational departments, you want to have some more detailed analysis, some segments, crossing data, etc. So you get to get all those levels of information, and you can spread it pretty easily thanks to those dashboard applications. So now we'll see very down-to-earth example how our clients are using, really leveraging their data to increase their business performance. So this first case, it's the example of Vente Privée. Vente Privée is very well known in Europe. It's like a Coupé in Russia. So it's a private shopping club. And they have a very successful website that they measure all the activity with AT Internet. And the point was that when they start launching their smart application. They had, of course, immediately a huge audience because of their success on the web, and their question was to leverage their data to get more conversion on the smartphone. As we saw before, it's really hard when you're checking your iPhone in the train, in the subways. That's not the moment where you're going to take your credit card and buy a new car or buy a TV. So since this e-commerce website sells absolutely everything from a car, from a TV, a flat screen TV, to socks and t-shirts, etc., etc. So what they've been able to diagnostic is that on a very small screen, and especially during transportation, people don't go to very huge products. Many, all what we call the implicating products, the ones that are either expensive or need many information to be bought, are not bought on smartphone. So they thought that it's mainly accessories or things that you don't have to select the size of your shirt or be sure of many details. Those kinds of very simple products have a really high conversion rate on smartphone. So what they did, since you know that the screen size is really limited, they optimize all the merchandising by displaying mainly the product that has in their history a high conversion rate. So by doing that, they give to the web surfer an easier access to fast converting products, and that's allowed them to have a great conversion rate on mobile, but also for more important purchases to also keep a very high conversion rate on the computer, which made them having optimized their strategy over the different devices. And by doing that, by adapting their merchandising to each device, that allows them to have now 10% of their global sales turnover, which is made on the smartphone. So that was for the first case, Vente Privée. The time is over, so I'm going to go really quick. For the second case, it's a huge media group. You may know it. It's Lagardère Active, so an international group who's really working on optimizing his multi-device strategy. And by doing that, he's not only measuring the volume of the audience on each device, but he tried to get a vision of what a consumer is what content he's consuming over the different devices and over the different period of the day. For example, you're looking at the news on your mobile at the morning, but during the day you look at it on the laptop, and at the end of the day they have some receipt website, and you look at some new recipes at the end of the day on your tablet. And by merging all this information, they're able to deliver the right content for the right user, whatever device he uses. So that is really important, because that way they're not in silo. They're not just displaying the ad for the news consumption, but they're able to cross the different ad, which they multiply the possibility and also allow them to have a higher scoring of their audience. Since you have a higher scoring, a higher profiling of your audience, you're able to sell the ad at a way more important level. So that's another really quick case. And last one is Rambler. You may know it. It's most for the web. The website, and they've been doing exactly the same thing. They've been optimizing all the algorithms they're using for the content display customization. So what they did is take a feed directly from AT Internet, and by knowing precisely for each web surfer what he likes, what content he's consuming, and they are able to display precisely what he's looking for, what he's expecting. And just like you and me, when we have the proper offer, we are using the website during a longer time, but we are also going to come more often, and that's what happens. You increase both loyalty and time spent, and by doing that, when you're a media site, you just increase your global audience and you just increase your global revenue. So that is important, to have that level of knowledge of your audience, to be able to take action and to really turn your data, your web analytics global data on each device, on really actions that impact your business. And do I have another minute or no? No, so that's the end for me. Thank you very much.
Come on.